Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Cancer, I hope that you're doing well, and happy belated birthday or happy birthday to come for all of my fellow Cancers. At the time that I'm recording this, it's just a few more days until my birthday, and I'm pretty excited. Cancer season has been very blessed for me so far, and I hope the same for you. So we're going to do your reading today. Overall energy from the Human Spirit Oracle deck. And then wanted to be a little spicy with these readings, so the Pulp Tarot for your tarot reading. Cards have been pre-shuffled. Energy has been cleansed. Spirits, angels, guides, what messages do you have for Cancer, please? For Cancer. So, number 40, blessing in disguise. Isn't that beautiful? Number 40 reduces to a 4, which is the Emperor card in the Major Arcana, Aries energy. So you could be really bossing up, stepping into leadership roles, making a name for yourself, making yourself known, making yourself heard, advocating for yourself at this time. Right away, well, there's like a lot going on in this card, but I see the skeleton keys and the lock here. Skeleton keys always represent higher self to me, as I once did a guided meditation and my higher self gave me a skeleton key. So that's kind of my symbol with spirit, to denote that you and your higher self are in concert. You're talking with one another, even if it's on a subconscious level. But another thing is that the Divine Feminine depicted in this card reminds me of that actress. I want to say her name was Eva Green. Her name is Eva Green or Ava Green. It's EVA. So your name could be Eva or Ava. Your surname could be Green. The color green could be relevant to you. She is best known for, at least to me anyway, she's best known for her role in Casino Royale, James Bond. So James Bond could have a reference to you, for you. I just want to say them out loud because I don't always get references like that, but there was something about her character in that movie. She was highly intelligent. She was a perfect Divine Feminine counterpart to 007. In a very rare instance where you saw somebody kind of go toe-to-toe with a character like James Bond. So there's something to that, isn't there? It's maybe you have stepped into your power as a divine being, and I was saying advocate for yourself, that maybe you're finding your voice, or you're just not taking any BS from people. There could be that energy, because that character always reminds me of strength. She also represents cunning. She represents, she's a little bit of a trickster, that's for sure. That whole movie is about trickery. It's about one-upsmanship. It's about gaining the upper hand. So there could be a situation right now where, I don't see anything nefarious that you're doing, but there is a representation of these masks here. So it's almost like perhaps you're having to wear a different face. When I did that, I was reminded of that movie Face Off, Lots of movie references with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. That was a terrible movie, but oh so entertaining. There's this line where he goes, "Face off." So terrible, but great. But there could be something here where you're having to just kind of, it's not that you're not being authentic, but you're having to kind of don a different hat in different situations. But you're doing it with a lot of adeptness, a lot of skill. But the words on the side are blessing in disguise, which is very exciting, especially in Cancer season, that there are blessings around the corner, that there are everywhere we turn, everywhere we look, we could see opportunity to elevate ourselves and elevate our vibration. So we'll see where this leads. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future. And we shall see what this is all about. Okay, interesting. Kind of some heavy energies here, lots of red represented, which I don't see the Emperor yet, but the Emperor is usually represented by red. Let's start with the past energy, Page of Swords. Page of Swords talks about curiosity. This card in particular suggests to me a kind of self-satisfaction that is something that I like to say a lot to some coworkers when I have some very snarky coworkers and they make themselves laugh. You ever been around somebody that they just thought what they said was so funny and they made themselves laugh? Well, I always kind of capitalize on that when it happens. And I'm like, oh, you think you're so funny. You're so self-satisfied by what you just said. You think you're so funny. It's usually very funny. But that's the kind of energy that I see here. It's like, oh, you're so self-satisfied. Doesn't mean you're wrong. Doesn't mean they're not funny. Right? So this is the energy that I see you in the past energy. Just like, look at me. I'm trying new things. I'm exploring. I'm challenging myself. Page of Swords is all about curiosity. It's about taking small steps forward. It's about asking the right questions. So that's what this energy is about. It's just like a little bit of Cancer just going, look at me. I did good, which I've done before, and there's nothing wrong with that. But clarified by the 3 of Wands. Right, so Swords energy is air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Wands energy is fire energy. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The 3 of Wands talks about waiting. It talks about having made a crucial decision, having chosen a direction, and now waiting for the ships to come in, waiting for the results of something. It can also represent waiting for the perfect moment when there may never be a perfect moment. This is something that I learned, from the many tarot teachers I've had on YouTube. And so Chris Reck at Minnow Pond Tarot, he always says that about the 3 of Wands, and it always stuck with me. So when I see it, I think the same. And I do think the same in this card. It doesn't always have to be. I read intuitively on the pictures as well. We can see here somebody like an astronaut traversing a new land, which is also like this energy. It's like new, like a sense of exploration. It's a sense of not just mental exploration, but physical exploration as well. So you could have started a new class, a new hobby. You could have started dating somebody new or traveled somewhere you've never been before. Page of Swords energy, though, is beginner energy, so it's kind of like maybe you haven't actually done it yet, but you've researched it. You've researched it, and then you could be waiting for the funds. So like if you researched a trip to Bali, for example, you've looked into the flights and how long it takes to get there and what you would have to pack and the kind of documents you would need, but you haven't actually gone yet. So, but I see I feel like a sense of pride in oneself. That's very strong. And clarifier on Page of Swords, Nine of Wands. So before you can really move forward, there's a lot you have to still contend with. Nine of Wands talks about the person who is resilient, but who is kind of carrying a lot of heavy baggage or a heavy load. So if you want to travel somewhere, you don't want to carry a heavy load. You want to travel light, even if it's metaphorically, right? If we're trying to ascend spiritually, the whole point is if you're literally ascending and you're like a balloon and you're rising through the surface or rising through the atmosphere, you don't want something heavy weighing you down. That's ascension. You know, you don't want the trauma of your past or, you know, exes or just debt or problems or whatever it is. Debt, karmic debt. But you're still standing. Nine of Wands is somebody who is still kicking it. Somebody who's still saying, I'm going to be brave for myself. It seems like all odds are against me, but no, I got this. You know, I might look completely frazzled on the outside, but I know I'm going to pull through. I'm actually going to pull one more clarifier for that because I want to know what this baggage is all about. What is the Nine of Wands all about? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, it has to do probably with some opportunity or finance that you're still waiting for. Knights always bring messages in the tarot. The Pentacles is earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So you could be waiting for somebody like a benefactor or news of a benefactor. This definitely resonates with me. Spirit just joked with me and said, sugar daddy. I'm not waiting for sugar daddy. Maybe some of you are, I'm not judging it, but it's almost like I could hear them laughing because they're like, sugar daddy. It's like, no, I mean, maybe that's your business. But Knight of Pentacles is news of financial opportunity in general, doors opening, but you got this in reverse. So I can see here, it's just like, okay, so while we wait for this to come in, because we're waiting, we're gonna keep on keeping on, and that's okay, because we know how to do that. We don't want to do that forever, but we know how to do it. In the present energy, number 5, the Hierophant in the major arcana, Taurus energy. The Hierophant represents somebody who is a conduit to the spiritual world or the religious world. So in this card in particular, it's represented by a pope. Could be a religious, spiritual leader, a life coach, a guru of some kind, a shaman, a very trusted and wise friend who channels messages from spirit. Hierophant can also talk about high-level commitment, and it can also talk about rules, standards, regulations. So in the present energy, I feel as though you're having to kind of work within a set of confines. It's not necessarily ones that you're not on board with, but it's almost like I see you having to play by the rules for them in the meantime, or for right now. Not that you don't play by the rules, but I don't see this as something that you necessarily enjoy, but I do see this as something that you are entertaining, is the word Spirit wanted me to use. You're entertaining the rules for now. I think because you have some higher plan, or, you know, just like I forgot what her name was in the movie. Eva Green's character is like Vesper Lynn? No, I don't remember what her name was, but she had a plan all along. If you ever watched that movie, I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but maybe a little bit, sorry. But she was smart. She was smart. She outwitted most of the characters in the film, including James Bond, right? So there's something here that feels right. It feels right to hold some cards close to your chest. It feels, I just saw 1515 when I said that. Just keep some things to yourself. You can tell some trusted people, but you don't have to announce anything. But I feel as though you're consulting with your spirit guides, you're praying, meditating about whatever this is, that you know that you are perhaps working in the system of the matrix, the system of manifestation, and you want to use it to your advantage. I don't see anything wrong with that. Clarifying it though, King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Divine masculine energy, who is typically very abundant, amassed a large amount of wealth, influence. They have enough to go around. But the card is in the reverse, so it's kind of like telling me that you're working towards building your pentacles, building your stability, building your family. You're still working on it, but I feel like there's a sophistication here, and two, there's diligence, tenacity. Can I have a clarifier on the Hierophant? What are we asking? Thank you, Spirit. I was going to say, what are we asking the Hierophant? The Seven of Wands popped out in reverse. Typically, this is a card of defensiveness, defending our position, taking the higher ground, recognizing what it is that we worked so hard for, and now we need to protect it. I asked for a clarifier for the Hierophant. What are we consulting Spirit or, the universe about? We're consulting them about how to release our blockages when it comes to abundance. I've been watching this lady. This lady's face just popped into my mind. She's this lady on TikTok. I'm so sorry I can't remember her name, which is not useful. But what is useful is the fact that she talks about the spirit of money, just as an example of abundance. Not everybody is trying to manifest money, though most people I know try to manifest money in addition to other things. And she talks about the spirit of money, that if we can work in tandem with the spirit of money, that money will flow to us very easily. But people think that it's this, they associate money with this physical thing, like dollar bills, right? Coin. When in fact, money is a concept. We translate that concept into something physical so that we can speak the language that we've all agreed to of what money is. But then you can look at something like stocks and Bitcoin and things like that, that you can see that it's what is money? What is currency? And if you can really wrap your mind around the fact that currency comes in so many forms, and you have ready access to that, right? So this is what this woman talks about on TikTok. And how do we unblock those pathways to abundance, right? So I think that at this present time, you're asking Spirit for their help and advice on how to go about that. So I kind of want to ask Spirit for you, what are some practical steps that we can use to unblock the path to abundance in whatever way Cancer wishes abundance to appear. Two of Pentacles, it requires focus. Pentacles can be about juggling. We're constantly have balls in the air, and it doesn't allow us a free hand to grab onto something new. So for me, now Spirit is showing me what I did earlier this morning, which was I purged my closet. I purged my closet because every weekend for the next year, I've promised myself that I'm going to get rid of half of my possessions so that I can travel light. That's a promise that I made to myself. And who knows if I can keep that promise, but I'm going to try. You know, I want to keep that promise to myself. And I think now that I've said it out loud, I have to. But it doesn't mean that I have to purge everything, you know, today. But I want to get rid of my stuff. It's just like your stuff starts to own you, right? And so Spirit is showing me myself putting old clothes into a bag to donate, throwing old shoes away that I just haven't worn in forever. You're to leave, one, to clear the feng shui, clear the energy, but two, to allow space to hold on to something new, to grab onto something new. So it's about putting something down so that you can grab onto something new, right? Making a decision about what to prioritize. So you can make a pros and cons list if that helps you, but try to pare down things in your life as much as you humanly can so that you can make space for when the blockages clear up and abundance comes rushing in. If you don't have space for it in your life, it will not be able to come in. Future potential. 9 of Swords in the reverse. I like to see it in reverse. And the 10 of Wands in the reverse. This one I don't like to see in reverse, but we'll get to it. 9 of Swords in the upright. Right? Air energy, all about the thinking mind, the cerebral. 9 of Swords talks about nightmare energy. We can see here it's pretty kind of obvious. It's sleepless nights and everything looming over our heads, all the anxiety and the worry and the belly aching, and it's a yucky energy. It's like a sticky, pointy, it's a yucky energy, which is not a very astute. Let me put it into more eloquent terms. When we're in the 9 of Swords energy, we may be feeling a proclivity to anxiety. But in the reverse, it's kind of like, we're releasing that now. There's only so much that a person can worry about in a single day. When we think about, you know, if you're even able to watch this reading, if you're using the internet on a smartphone, you're in the top 1% of the world, right? It's like we have access to so much, and just by possessing some piece of technology, right? It may not always feel that way because we have bills to pay and we have debts and everything like that, and we are constantly being bombarded by the aspect of comparison. So when you look at somebody else's life, you could feel as though you're really lacking. But if you bring it back to what's really important, if you sit in a space of gratitude for what you have and a gratitude for who you are, you can become the wealthiest person, especially in your mindset. And so that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? Like, I'm so blessed that I'm not sitting in a war zone right now. I'm just not. And not many people can really appreciate that fact on a daily basis. Because if we're surrounded by people that are kind of similar to us, you don't see the outside of it. I mean, a lot of people are aware, obviously, about things happening, atrocities happening in the world. The first thing that you can do is to be grateful for your life and for the opportunities that you have to live it. And when you start to really pare things down like that, all of these things start to disappear. Disappear in the sense that it no longer becomes anxiety. It just becomes something that you experience in your day. You may have a problem, you're going to handle it. You may have a problem, you may need to ask for help, right? So it's like, I feel like We started with a little bit of self-satisfaction. We end with a little bit of humility. That's good. That's good, and Cancers understand that. Ten of Wands, though, in the reverse, in the upright, it's all about carrying the heavy load. But moving through that energy and releasing all the things that we don't need to hold on to anymore. But when the card is in reverse, it's like we're still carrying that. So you're releasing a little bit of the anxiety, but you're still holding on to some of the burdens. Is it because you feel like it's your responsibility to, or no one else can do it? That kind of sounds like a Cancer thing. We have a clarifier for the future potential, please, Spirit. I'm telling you right now, you want to talk about blessings in disguise. I'm telling you right now, Spirit is with you. Spirit is so with you. I feel so happy to end with this card because I'm not pulling like a Spirit's advice. I have 3 piles and that's it. But I wanted clarification. How can we put down our burdens? By inhabiting the truest form of ourselves. The Chariot is the number 7 in the major arcana. This is Cancer energy. Cancer, man, just you showed up like just right in the nick of time. Here you are, just in all of your glory, looking fabulous, knowing who you are, having a mastery over the light and the dark aspects of who you are, moving forward, traveling with speed, not haste, but speed. Like you're going places, but we want to travel light. I mean, the dogs are taking up all of the trunk space. We can't take this with us. There's no room, right? This reading, if you're going to take away anything from this reading, it's all about purging. Purging ghosts of the past, traumas, physical objects, making space for the blessings that are right around the corner. That's your reading, Cancer. I hope that you got something out of it. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Cancer.